Hi, I'm going to make a quick video about the importance of understanding the data once you've got it either from your calculator or from the website. So what I've done right now is I've been given a data set, I put it into the website, and I got back all the statistics that I needed to get. But another thing I need to do is while I get these statistics off the website, I might be unclear about the relationship to these numbers among themselves and to each other. So let me show you what I did. I graphed it out for you so you can see it. So if you look here, I have an example of a following data set, and here I have numbers ranging from 2 to 36. So again, I put these in my calculator and I got the numbers back. So the first thing that I did here is I made a number line. And because I know my lowest number is 2 and my greatest number is 36, I made mine go from 0 to 40, as you can see here. The next step is I put these numbers in red. I made sure to make my measures of center, my mode, which I have 2, which is 5 and 24, my median, which is 9.5, and my mean, which is 12.6. So I labeled these on my number line. The next thing that I wanted to look for is I needed to look for my standard deviation and my variance. So I put those in the the calculator of the website again, and I got them. My sample standard deviation was 9.10, and my sample variance was 82.8. But I'm not going to put these on my websites as actual numbers. Because remember, the standard deviation is the average distance from the mean that your data points are. So let's look here. Again, my mean was 12.6, and if I subtract the standard deviation of 9.10 from 12.6, I get 3.5. So one standard deviation below the mean goes from 3.5 to 12.6. As much as I can do one standard deviation below, I can do one standard deviation above. So I add this time 12.6 to the mean plus 9.10, which is the standard deviation, and I should get 21.7. So there we go. That's how I found the distance between the first standard deviation. Remember, when I say one standard deviation, I've got to be below and above. So that's why I did it as one standard deviation below and above. Okay? So that takes care of my measures of variation. But let's think about my measures of position. I'm not going to be concerned right now with percentiles because that's a whole different formula and that's a different topic, and that's where I divide the data set into 100 even parts. Let's talk about quartiles. So I know I have a Q1, Q2, and Q3. The first quartile is 5.5, and I've put that on the number line. The second quartile is 9.5, but if I remember, it's the same as the median. So this line is exactly the same. The median is the second quartile. And my third quartile is 18. So I've labeled those on my graph. And what I have here in the pink is my IQR, which is my inner quartile range. And for this, it's 12.5. So that's where from Q1 to Q3, 50% of the data will occur. So now I'm going to push back out and do more of these measures of position. So I know my minimum is 2, and I've marked that, and I know my maximum is 36. If I go from 2 to 36, I know that's my range. And in this case, the range of this data set is 34, which is simply 36 minus 2. So now that I have these 5 numbers all in blue, minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and maximum, that's my 5 number summary, and that's the information I can make a box plot with. I'm not going to make a box plot in this video, but there's other videos that show you how to do it. One more very important thing I want to drive home is this area in yellow. So 25% of the data will occur from the minimum to Q1, 25% will occur from Q1 to Q2, 25% will occur from Q2 to Q3, and 25% will occur from Q3 to the maximum. So I'm going to think about it this way. If I wanted to find the middle 50% of my data, I would have here this area here and this area here, which is my RQR. If I wanted 100% of the data, oops, sorry about that, it goes from 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25. That gives me 100%. So you can think of this in terms of percentages of the data that you're looking at. Say if I wanted to find the bottom 75%, that would occur between 2 and 18 because these yellow areas add up to 75. If I wanted to find the upper 75% of the data, I would go from 5.5 to 36. So again, this is descriptive statistics. This is just laying this out as an easier way to do it. And remember, sample standard deviation isn't going to be on the number line because it's a range. Sample variance, we're not going to include either because it's the sample standard deviation squared, and again, that's a range. I hope this has been helpful for you to understand.